Here we are. It is Tuesday, December the 17th. It is Barn Burner, a presentation of Bet365, the world's largest sports betting platform. Open your account, use the promo code NATION, like you see it right there on your screen. Right there. Download the app, get it going, and get in the fun. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Take a look at our football bets a little bit later on. Sunday was a good day for some, not so much for some others. I don't think either of us had any of us had the games last night, did we?
No. The Rhetts might have had. Yeah, no, that was
they were boring games.
Yeah,
we both liked the Vikings yesterday on the show, but those were not part of our picks on Friday.
No, yeah. In hindsight, it felt like -5 for the Vikings feels pretty safe at home.
It was.
We don't beat anybody. Also, our super chat. I'm going to try my best to not croak all show. You guys are going to take the walking sticks today.
Good.
Tell us about the super chat.
The super chat goes to the youth centers of Calgary, where the money was spent helping the youth of our city.
There you are.
Have a better day. Let's say that.
It's a hot meal after school. Maybe play an instrument, read a book, play some basketball, whatever it is. It's a cool hang time before your family gets home.
Stay out of trouble.
Love it.
Be better. It is get your helmet on. It is a Calgary Flames game day. It is the Boston Bruins. The Bruins of Boston, who are calling to the Dome tonight, the second of two meetings this year between these two.
First one was pretty damn good.
It was pretty darn good.
It was on the heels of that Montreal comeback win that we were at Richmond's for.
All right.
Rhett fell in love with the pizza. Coronado had the incredible 2-goal game in 6 seconds into overtime or whatever. Then Wolf was great in Boston.
Yeah.
Earned a point.
Well, Lindholm and Zadorov were both intimidating in major factors. Yeah,
they're real good.
You got to be careful for them today. Big contracts. They're leading the Bruins in both ends of the ice.
Yeah, some guys will sign a big fat contract and then just start to, skate, so to speak. Not these guys. Not these guys.
I am going to go ahead and put some money down on the old 365 on an Elias Lindholm anytime goal because I know how the show works.
Are you really? Wow, that is it's kind of bold.
Plus 300. It's a big number because he hasn't scored more than one in his last 19.
Plus 300. That's a good number for him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he had we're going to shit on him, and he is going to be good. But how can't you shit on him? He was one of the big free agent signings across the league. He lands in Boston. We talked about him going to Boston for a long time. This is the centerman they need. Had 2 goals in the first 3 games. What a signing. Brilliant.
Look at
Don Sweeney, Cam Neely know exactly what they're doing. In the 29 games since game 3, he's had 1 goal.
Now, here's the thing. I think this is kind of what a lot of the league expected to see. The Bruins apparently thought
not this bad. Not 1 in 30 bad.
Of course not. But 4 through a third of the season, that's low. You're right. I would say we thought last year, like, what's with Pouty Pants? You'd take Pouty Pants over this, wouldn't you?
But is that what is the problem? Is he's still Pouty Pants?
I don't think he's effective anymore.
I think he's still got the Pouty Pants on.
About what?
In fairness, I bet he's still.
About what?
I don't know.
Not getting 9 a year, like.
I
just think he's not an effective player anymore. He's a good secondary part. He cannot drive a line on his own. He's a good checker. Isn't that what we've seen in Calgary, Vancouver, and now Boston? 3 stops.
He's lucky he played with Gaudreau and Kachuk and put up a bunch of points, or else he would have never got more than the last contract.
I agree. Yeah, there's probably a bit of that cooked into that deal. This guy scored 40 only 3 years ago or 2 years ago, whatever it is.
Never again.
No. That's safe. Is that on the 365?
I believe that is very safe. If you can find it, I recommend you put a couple bucks down.
It's a wide range of markets. I'm sure they got it somewhere.
So he scored 42 in 21-22. His career high prior to that was 29, 27, 22. I think we're pretty safe saying he's a 20 to 25 goal guy.
Can you go through? So say those again. Sorry.
His best seasons.
Yeah.
So he scored 42. That was his career year. His next highest was 29, and prior to that, 27. So 27, 29,
But-
22.
But again, who was he playing with then?
The best players in the Flames, Gaudreau and Tkachuk.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is he without those guys? Is he a 20-goal guy?
Well, he scored 22 in 80 the year after that monster year.
So that would have been after the departure of
Yeah.
said Gaudreau and Monahan. So you
That's
saw
what
him
he is.
bouncing around a bit.
Then he had, so 22 and 80. And then I'm not sure the Pouty Pants went on full time.
Last year.
And then in 49 games, he had 9 goals. Went to Vancouver, put up 6 in 26.
15
And now
this
is-
season.
As
Jeez.
mentioned, he has 3 so far this year.
Yeah, it's just before he got to Calgary, he never scored more than 17. The deal happens. He looks like a 30-goal guy. I mean, you got to look at some of the games played there. The 25 and 28 are in really shortened seasons. Those are prorated 30-plus goal seasons, probably. Certainly the one is.
He came to Calgary as a 23-year-old, though.
Oh, I'm just trying to help paint the full picture here. He looked like an elite right winger and then an elite centerman at times here in Calgary. And then when Tkachuk and Gaudreau left, he looked like a middle 6 center. He looks more like Michael Backlund than a 40-goal guy.
He probably is more like a Michael Backlund.
Yeah.
And so while, 14 points in 32 games ain't great, it's kind of what he looked like last year when he went to Vancouver. Look at the stats. They're pretty similar.
And the thing of it is, he's had the bulk of those points in a short span. He's played 32 games. He's been held off the score sheet in 22 of the 32.
Yeah. No, it's not good. I'm agreeing with you. I'm not trying to fight. Like, it just wasn't good in Vancouver.
No, I'm agreeing. Yeah. I think we're all on the same page that
you should turn the page.
Well, I don't know. All I think of is Noodles last year talking about him driving down Highway 2, just firing buckets of cash out his car window. And yet there's still plenty of cash. He managed to, I don't know, credit to the agent, to the player, whatever. I don't know, but he still came away smelling pretty good.
Did he secure the bag? Is that is that the
That's
right
what the
term?
kids say? Yeah,
not as much as what probably the Flames had on a table for him last September, but yeah, hell yeah. After what we saw in Vancouver, you're like, this might start with a 6. And what do you get? 7 3/4?
Yeah, that's a lot.
7.5. Like that's an impressive haul for a guy that, again, looks like a middle 6 centerman.
We'll talk.
And
more
Zad
about
Dog, the roller coaster.
Yeah, and Zadorov. And
the good news in Boston, he's back on the top pair. And we know that can't go wrong at all.
That's right. Yeah,
no, I mean, they pay him to be there. That's what he should be. That's
absolutely.
He told us in Toronto, I think, just over a year ago that
he was the Flames' best defenseman. That's what he said. His agent. Yeah.
Duh.
Obviously.
Wonder how Cam Neely feels about it. We know how he felt about Swayman. I'm sure this is, now that he's spent that money, I'm not sure that any of that off-season and in-season spending has gone the way they would have hoped. We'll talk more about it. It's, home game. So Flames have been pretty good at home. Bruins on a road trip. We'll tell you about that. But we, I don't know what's, are we the trendsetters? Are we the pioneers?
Big time.
Because we kind of left mainstream media, that. The
we
dog world
on air instead of
we just want to go sit at home and not have to really do a whole lot. And then Jeff Merrick said, you know what, that's pretty darn good. I think that's the way to do it. And now just look, it's just paving the way. That's what we are, hard working, paving the way for everybody. We mentioned it yesterday and we're pumped about it, but coming up, today the audio is out, tomorrow the video on YouTube, but a big name is going to be interviewing and talking to some big names. Our buddy joining the Nation Network, Stephen Brunt. Take a look at this.
Then we did that little NHL deal.
Yes.
That I guess is coming up for renewal in a couple of years. We knew TSN wanted the gatekeeper model as well, which is all of the rights, all platforms.
Who started that?
We did. I think we asked the question in one of the meetings. It turned out to be, really a great move for Sportsnet. If you looked at all the properties that TSN had, if they had taken the NHL as well, then Sportsnet would have been in real trouble. So, when we sat down with with Nadir, we sat down with Edward, we sat down with Tony and Scott, and we looked at it. And we looked at the viability of Sportsnet. If TSN had taken all of the hockey, then it was kind of like Sportsnet would likely have been out of business. And so it was that critical to the, to be in a competitive environment based on the long-term deals in all other sports that TSN had. So that was the motivation behind it. And it's proved to be very successful for Sportsnet in a changing time.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it was an existential moment for Sportsnet, potentially, right?
Oh, it was. It was.
That just a sampling of the debut, the pilot episode of Up Close with Stephen Brunt with the Nation Network. Longtime buddy, old friend, Stephen Brunt joins us. Stephen, how we doing?
Hey, boys, it's good to see you. It's good to see all of you.
You.
You're looking very McCowan-y there today, I have to say. But
yeah, well, I heard somewhere that curmudgeon's got a curmudge.
Now,
exactly.
Rhett in his glorious home
Yes.
is not actually. Can you?
We renovated, Stephen.
Yeah.
We've been
Yeah,
This is
renovating.
not a piano player. This is a bit of a facade.
Yeah, that's a
I
bad.
think you'll enjoy
How
this.
do I do this? This is
Yeah.
living it up, Steve. We're living it up.
Yeah,
That's great.
Showbiz, baby.
yeah. Ordinarily, I would say the janky green screen backdrops are not good. It's probably better than what we got right there.
Oh,
But man, it is. I forget what I was texting you about. I think it was when the roof fell in at the Trop. And it's like,
Yes.
well, maybe they are going to end up in Montreal. So whenever there's Expo stuff, we go right to our guy, Stephen Brunt. And it was then that you said, hey, just might be a chance. I might be doing some stuff, kind of kicking around some ideas. And lo and behold, it comes to be that you've joined up. It's well, I'll let you tell us about what it is. This is there's a lot of things that are in your wheelhouse. Sitting down one-on-one conversationally, I think, is at the top of that list. Tell us about it.
Yeah, that's really what it is. It's a series of conversations, long form conversations with people who are, in sport or peripherally interested in sport, but are really interesting people, or sometimes athletes, sometimes front office guys like Keith Pelly, who was in that clip. There's some entertainment people who will be involved, and it's stuff. It's the kind of stuff I love doing, and I love doing all those many years when I was in the newspaper biz and when I was in the broadcasting side of things as well, that sit down with somebody who's interesting and, and have a chat. So it's, I've been kind of trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do, post the broadcast thing. And I've got, I'm writing a book and I've got a bunch of other irons in the fire. But this opportunity and the people I get to work with, those two things, it was something I wanted to do, the kind of stuff I very much enjoy doing, and having a lot of kind of say in who we end up talking to, and also working with some superb folks who I've got some history with as well. So it's it's a great combination. I'm really happy about it, really excited about it, and we'll see where it goes.
My experience in television, obviously, it's not nearly as extensive as yours, but I don't think that people would understand how much time constraint there is on putting something. If you're doing Sports Center, Sports Desk, an hour long, a half hour, I just remember sitting. We need 15 seconds. Can you cut something? We're about 20 seconds heavy. Is there anywhere that you can cut 20 seconds? Which sounds crazy, but that's kind of what it is. And I remember talking not just with you, but with people. Wouldn't it be great if you could just tell the story you want to tell without having to trim here and trim there and compact it and all of that, just to be able to lay it out the way that you really want to tell the story? Well, here we are. It took a while, but YouTube and the internet, a good thing after all.
Well, and it's interesting that, with all of the kind of like, yes, it's got to be short and it's got to be instantaneous, and no one has an attention span, and better make it work for TikTok, that there's still are platforms. There is a platform for long form that people, there's lots of them. Like, there's lots of long form content out there right now. People do have an attention span, and they will sit and listen to an interesting conversation or interesting content over time. It's great. It kind of goes counter to everything, that we've been trained to believe over the last 20 plus years. And there is, like when you have a little bit of space, when you can kind of stretch out in a conversation and allow it to take its natural form rather than sticking a mic in somebody's face and saying, give me a clip. How does it feel? It's obviously going to be different. You can kind of ease into a conversation. It can be a little bit elliptical. You can go here and there and in and out. And it's, look, I'm not the first person to say it, but that is, you're going to get something different. You're going to understand people on a different level. And I love the fact that, like, look, we're not going to, I'll go hours and hours with people, but look, one of the interviews we just shot, went 90 minutes, with, seamlessly through 90 minutes, really comfortable 90 minutes. We may split it into two pieces, but, if you get somebody who's kind of interesting, has got some history, is articulate, got a story to tell, let them go.
We found the same thing. And Rhett, we would sit down when you can sit down, and oddly enough, none of us are face to face right now, which is on me. I've got a bit of a thing going, right in time for the holidays. But Rhett, you appreciated it, and because your background obviously isn't broadcasting, but for you to see when we can sit down in a room and be face to face and not have to worry about a commercial break or, hey, we're going to take a quick break and we'll come back with more, and it just disrupts the entire flow. We've had some great conversations. Matt Stage, and we talked about the loss of their child. We talked to Robin Regier, the car wreck. This is perfect for our buddy Stephen, is it not, Retro?
It is absolutely perfect. And I hated TV because and I didn't do it very often, but you had the 15 seconds to make up some BS that was relevant in a game, and it's like, even if nothing happened, you had to lie about it. Or anyway, long conversations. I wouldn't call it a lost art, but they're very rarely taken up, right? And when you do, a guy that you might not have any interest or thought you would have any interest in, all of a sudden you're like, this person is very insightful. And everybody, to a certain extent, has a story. Even Pinder. If you sat down and had Stephen Brunt interviewed Pinder, you would be interested. There would be interesting points that come out of it. But
good luck getting a question in. But,
you only ask one question.
Yeah,
let him go. But
that'd be tough.
Regardless, I think it's amazing. I love listening to long form conversations. And another thing, if you don't like the topic, skip forward 15 seconds because it'll change.
Yeah, and I think one of the things I hope comes out of it, like they're going to be, there's a wide range of, we're doing 6 of these episodes to start in this kind of first run. It's a pretty wide range of sports or people. Like they're not so. But I even if you're not like a super fan of the sport involved, or you're not kind of super invested in it, I hope people listen because, like, you'll be surprised in some cases, or you'll find there's common elements, right? It's human being stuff. So it doesn't really matter necessarily what the context is in terms of the sport. I found that over the years, in my other gigs, that I would run into people, sometimes in really surprising circumstances where you would sit down, and once you kind of got to know them a little bit, you realize, boy, there's a lot there. This is fun, and it's like, look, if you can have it, think of the best conversations when you've run into somebody over a beer or over a coffee or at a party or something, where you just kind of engage with somebody, you click with somebody. Like, that's what you're shooting for.
I think those are the words. When you allow yourself to have that conversation, to actually participate in it, there's often times where you're having a conversation that all you're trying to do is get out of it. Not Pinder, but a lot of times that is. And if you stop and allow yourself to have the conversation, you find those interesting points, those commonalities, those cool stories that everybody seems to have. I love this stuff.
And I think we're so used to just getting snippets, the quick stuff, more now than ever. Like you say, the TikTok world and all of that, we get nothing. You get nothing of substance. So that when you do get, that's really kind of interesting. I think it even strikes you even more than maybe it used to. Do you have, no, I'm not, I don't know. Do you have 6 in the can? Are you working through it? Are you kind of holding back the list of names, or how's that working?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about anything beyond the Pelly one at this moment. This is kind of a bit of a teaser. I think the rest of them are going to kind of start dropping early in the new year. We've done half of them. and the others are lined up, are ready to go. There's some names there that'll you'll be surprised.
If I say a name, will you tell me? Or
I can't. I've sworn to, like,
would you
the heavy hitters in this organization.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be in trouble.
Would you sit down with Bob McCowan?
I would. It's it hasn't come up.
Because I know he just, I think he just put his podcast on the shelf.
He did. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
And there again, a guy that kind of shaped what all of us do in this country and just in general. But just the Pelly one. I think that Rogers and those guys, Scott Moore, Keith Pelly, those guys get dragged for how much they spent on this deal and how long it was. But there is part of it, and it was in that kind of clip where you're going to have the rights, but you also own a cellular company. Maybe people will watch on their phones. And if they're watching on their phones, maybe they're Rogers subscribers. So we're making money there. We're going to kind of leverage things in, much like what they did with buying a baseball team in the stadium that we own, and we'll put the games on the network we own. There was some brilliance, although albeit expensive, but there was some intelligent foresight in the whole streaming and the way we do consume media now.
Yeah, it was risky. I think, again, I'm not sure on a bottom line basis if you could, if you kind of went year to year and said, has this paid off? Because I'm not sure the hockey audience has grown. I don't really think it has. And
the price escalated in that deal. Every year got more expensive.
That's right.
The last years are incredibly painful here because they're like, oh, we'll figure out how to monetize the digital stuff by then. And it's like, well, they haven't really.
No. So I'm not sure on that. But, the guy whose name is on the company, just doubled down and is going to buy out Bell's share in Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, right? Like, so, and he was trying to sign Juan Soto, went to the meeting with Scott Boras. So obviously, obviously he's not down on sports right now. So I think it was a bold stroke. I remember being with those guys, the night that deal was done. So Scott Moore and Keith and a bunch of the other guys, and they were, they had a big celebration, and famously the TSN guys were all at the Grey Cup and having a big fancy dinner when they got the news that they weren't going to get it, and it was a slightly different vibe. But yeah, it's super risky, but what Keith says in that clip, I'd actually never heard anybody say that before, which is, if we didn't do this, we're out of business. Like, we're going to turn the lights out here. And, I think that's true, and the more I know, I think there would have only been one sports network in Canada if that deal hadn't been done.
So, and it's interesting that Keith's resurfaced in such a prominent role as the president of MLSE. And you always talked about, maybe down the road, Edward Rogers buys this off his own company and takes the Blue Jays under his own wing. We've now seen Larry Tannenbaum divest there. He's bringing a WNBA into town. Bell doesn't seem that keen on it. There's now talk that TSN won't be a major player for NHL rights. I don't know if that's a smokescreen or not, but the landscape's changed tremendously. It's interesting that Keith's resurfaced as a guy that might be running one of the largest sports organizations in North America. If you think about NBA team, Major League Baseball team, NHL team, one of the busiest venues in North America, like that's Edward Rogers wants to be a Steinbrenner in like 3 sports.
Yeah, it's well, there's a bunch of stuff in that, Ryan, like the Bell stuff with TSN. I don't know if you saw there's the stories a week ago or 10 days ago about TSN maybe being on the block, but I think there's something to that. Like, Bell is retrenching in a certain way, and I keep hering that all their media properties are on the block right now. So, imagine, talk about a sea change here, right? And in the meantime, yes, Edward Rogers has bought Bell out, or is about to buy Bell out of MLSE, which is the biggest, if not the biggest sports business in North America. It's right there, right? If you add it all up. Made a very aggressive move because Bell was cash short and put the thing on the market. He jumped in. Tannenbaum sold down. He's going to be out in 26. So in theory, Edward Rogers is going to own the whole thing, 100% of it in 2026, or close to it. And then they might split it off and privatize it and try and take some of the equity out of it. I think that's entirely possible. But it's a massive company now. An NHL team, an NBA team, a Major League Baseball team, an MLS team, the Argonauts, and plus the Rogers Center, plus the hockey rink, plus the secondary hockey rink, plus they have effective control over the football stadium.
Yeah.
Like, that's a monster. It's a monster. And yeah, Keith, I'm not sure Keith would have come back to get, he was running the European tour.
Yeah.
Which in its own way, and walked into that at the time, just as, it was all hitting the fan, right? With Live Golf and the Saudis and, Trump and all this. Like, he's been in the mix of kind of in the middle of kind of a weird hurricane the last few years anyway. I don't think he necessarily would have come back, but this is a pretty unique opportunity. And it's not just about Toronto. It's really, it's really about the whole sports landscape in Canada. Like, it's I'm not sure how it's going to work, that company. Because look, there isn't really an equivalent of it. Like, in LA or New York or anywhere else, like, not that big.
Yeah. Well, monopolies are good. That's what we've learned over time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They serve everyone, right?
Yeah, it really works out well for everybody. No, I brought up time constraints. I guess, again, you've done this kind of we'll sit down in conversation. You're no stranger to this, but being that it is online and there's not just flexibility time wise, but there's, language, content. Is there anything that we will see come up within this 6 episodes that maybe we wouldn't have been able to see if it were on traditional media, or we just wouldn't have seen?
I guess if traditional media was committed to this kind of content, maybe you'd get it, right? I'm not sure that traditional media is particularly committed to this kind of content in any way. We do get into kind of, we're in some interesting physical spaces, like, we're in people's homes, in a lot of cases, like in their own space. Looks just like Rhett's place.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
High end.
I think, look, what I do think is kind of you'll see people kind of let their hair down a little bit. People do relax into this kind of situation. In some cases, there are people I know, like Keith. Like, I've known Pelly for God knows how long. I worked for him in almost every one of his gigs over the years. He was the world's best boss. But yeah, I think what you're going to see is people in kind of a, maybe a less kind of press conference mode, scrum mode, spew out the message, stay on message. I hope they're less on message. But yeah, in terms of if anybody wants to drop an F-bomb in the middle of the interview, they're free to do that.
That's right. Yeah. And I mean, you're not exactly clickbaity. You're not exactly the guy.
No.
Whoa, I can't. Brunt Unhinged, episode 3.
No, that's not been my. Oh boy, what was it? There was the great when the first sports radio station here that went. What was it called? I'm trying to remember where some of the guys. No, it was but the gratuitous swearing off the top was fantastic, because it was like they liberated people, and guys who would never do it, and it wasn't in their nature, were just dropping gratuitous F-bombs like crazy all over the place. Didn't work out. Yeah. But no, I've not ever been super clickbaity, that's true, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe I think some of the people that are going to be in this thing, there is going to be a whoa. That could be interesting.
That's cool, man.
Reaction to it.
So what have you been doing? Now you're always writing books to some degree, but it's been a while since you've been kind of in the day-to-day rigors of the media where we got to get Stephen on, talk about this. Stephen's on about this. You've had some time to kind of, I guess, catch your breath, or what is it? How long has it been, and what have you been doing?
Well, yeah, I had kind of a pleasant buyout phase, which is being paid to do nothing, which I gotta tell you, it's fantastic. It's the best job I've ever had.
Yeah.
So then it stopped then at a certain point, and which was a bit abrupt. And go, whoa, why is there nothing in my bank this week? So anyway, but I'm living kind of the same life in a lot of ways. I've got my Newfoundland thing, so I'm still out there. I'm out there more now. So I was out there for 3.5 months this year.
Yeah.
And which is awesome. And I've got the fly rod out, lots of fishing. And running my little festival out there and the things we do out there. So I've been going to a lot of live music. And but it did give me time to kind of think about, like, I guess I could retire, but I kind of what part of the job I really liked, what did I want to do? And it was useful, right? Because it was like, I realized I didn't want to be, back in the day. Not that those jobs exist necessarily anymore, the jobs I used to do, but the day-to-day cut and thrust, who won, who lost, I kind of did that for a long time. So I thought about, okay, what do I like? What do I enjoy? Who do I want to work with? All of those questions. And it gave me some time to think about it. And, this was one of the things that's emerged from it, that, it's people I want to work with. It's, I love the platform. I like what they're doing. And it's kind of cut to suit for me in a lot of ways. So yeah, a little bit of travel, meet some interesting folks, and not have to drive into Toronto 5 nights a week.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, for us, in a lot of ways, what we do is still very much like the radio show. And I think we still search for ways to get away from it a little bit, but it is so freeing. It's, something has happened. Well, I've got my phone and I got a set of headphones. I'm already ahead of where I was with radio, because I can do video and audio, and the quality is probably better than it sounded on AM radio. It's just, it's a whole new world, which again, now this is great for you. So for guys like me and Rhett, not to exclude Pinder, but we talked about this yesterday. It's great for Brunt, but what does it mean for us? Where are Rhett and Boom really going to be able to, wet their beak here? And we were thinking, we've long talked about doing the fishing thing. And so, well, how are you going to you need cameras, and how are you going to get a cell tower? What do you need? We could do like a home and away. We could do a home base for us out here. We get you out. We'll do some ice fishing. Just need little cameras. We'll have some brown liquor and some sausage and all that sort of thing. We'll spend a day in the shack, and then we'll go to Belize or wherever the hell you go and do some bone fishing. So we'll get the yin and the yang kind of thing.
That sounds I'd rather drift the bow, but we could do that.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah,
we could do that. That's awesome. No more again, that's the other thing. Work to fish. That's my other rule of my life now, right? Work to fish. And I got to tell you, there have been times, I will say, as much as I didn't want to do the daily stuff, there have been a bunch of times last year where something happened, and I was kind of walking around, my wife and dog, and in the house, kind of getting tired of me saying, I got something to say about this. I actually know something about this. No one's asking.
Well, we had you on when Bob Cole
can reach
died.
Out at any point, Stephen.
But truly, that was one of those ones where when Bob Cole passed away, it's like, well, Stephen deserves and should be heard from on a situation like this. And I've always felt very, I'm not sure why you've felt like this is a show you've ever wanted to be on, but we've always felt extremely lucky that for whatever reason you have time for us. And you were more committed to the show than we were half the time. You'd be somewhere. It's like, well, I'll see if my cell phone works. We'll try and get on. It's like, I wouldn't be.
Yeah. I love it, man. My wife always said she always used to tune in downstairs when I was on with you guys. She loved, this is her favorite show too. So there you go. I can't explain it.
Yeah, there you have it. Well, we're pumped for it. The audio you're going to find on, of course, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeart, and then it'll be on YouTube, of course, the Nation Network YouTube and Flames Nation. It's going to be all across there. So we're going to have, and we have in the show description on our YouTube show here, we'll have the links to all of that within. And of course, we've got time for Stephen Brunt every day of the week. So we're feeling like this is good for us. We're going to have more Brunt in our life.
Well, let's do that. Let's do it. I'm here. I got a microphone. We can do all kinds of things.
Is this the attic? I like the attic.
You got the attic. Yeah, that's right.
I guess just a couple of things here. Just some notes from people watching. Brunt makes Flames Nation classy. Is essentially makes this Flames Nation, and that's from Peter. Bit of a shot at us, veiled, but it's there if you want to find it. And then Tyler wants to know: is there a Brunt's Bear update? Long time listener.
That's a long time listener.
First time caller there.
There was a bear. There was a bear incident. It was not this that bear is an ex-bear now, I think. But there was a bear in town this summer. A little bear cub that terrorized people for about 2 weeks. I'm not sure. It's funny there. Yeah, they just sort of, something happens and the bear goes away. I think the national parks people are sensitive about killing stuff.
Yeah.
So they kind of go, ixnay on the airbag, right? But yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Don't they just cage him and drive him like 500 clicks away?
That's like, did your parents tell you that about a dog at some point? Right? He just ran away. He went, he's in a better place now.
That's how Rick got he'd get a ride home from the cops back when he in his playing days. All right, get out of here, you. We're taking you. Now you can go. Walk home from here.
Yeah.
It's great to have. We're all better off because you're working again. Anything that comes out that you're attached to, we're better off for it. Can't wait to watch what you're doing here. The first one is already ready to go with Keith Pelly. Brunt, you're the best, buddy.
Thanks, boys.
Hang on. What's Vlad going to get now? 450, 500? His price just doubled with that Juan Soto deal?
Jesus. See, there's one of the things I could have talked about. Right?
I know.
I probably, yes. But I think people should remember like the Vlad before last year, like the 2 years with like flat Vlad, that kept hitting those really hard ground balls. I think that's what's
scared them.
Well, I'd be a little. It's like Bichette last year. Like, what are you really? You're gonna I think they're a little gun shy about that. And if it was my $500 million, I'd probably be a little gun shy too. I don't know that for a fact, but that. It's not like he's had a kind of a seamless superstar career. It's kind
not Soto's career. Yeah. At one point, it was like he had that one good year in AAA and spring ballparks. That was the thing.
That's right. Yeah.
And last year, he looks like the second best hitter in the world. Like, shit, we should have paid this guy. But there was questions back then.
I wouldn't have, would you have paid him after, 23? Like, I wouldn't, So, his timing's great. It was a good time for him to have that year. And if I was him, I'd go to free agency.
And if the agent doesn't get him to free agency, it's malpractice, in my opinion. Soto turned down $440 million 2 years ago. He got almost $800.
I agree. And this is why when people say, why don't they extend him? I say, well, it's a two-way street.
Right.
It's actually the free part of free agency. He might benefit from that a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like us. Hey, all of us doing so much better now than,
that's
than
right.
we were in the past. We bet on ourselves, and look what we've done. Love you, pal. Looking forward to it.
Merry Christmas, Steve.
Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas, everybody.
There he is. They're great, Stephen Brunt. That is awesome. Again, whenever that
warms my heart,
the storm tore through Florida, and I reached out like, hey, I didn't even get to that question, but he's like, there might be a little something. Like,
I'd heard whispers for a while.
No kidding.
It's great to get that done.
He's so good.
It's the best.
I don't know why like I say, for whatever reason, the stars align that his sensibilities kind of align with ours and the sense of humor and whatever. But I mean, he just makes everybody better. He's the anti-Elias Lindholm.
Right.
We're the Elias Lindholm.
He's not pouty pants. We are pouty pants. He is uplifting.
Look how much better we are when he's here.
We are the least also Toronto sports talk show of all time. Like, I think there's just things you're just microscope, echo chamber, over the top, crazy, too close, can't see the forest through the trees. And then, I just check in on this Western Outpost a couple times a week and, step back a little and not overreact to everything.
And these guys have no clue what's going on. So I can say anything I want.
No, I can go on and talk about FIFA world rankings. They don't give a shit.
It's good stuff.
Whatever.
So again, if you go into the show description on this episode, you'll find it in our show description. And again, it's called Up Close. Go look for it. Audio is out on the audio portion and then across our YouTube. We'll have specifics on that coming up. But episode 1, 3 in the can. Did he say 3 of the 6 are done?
The other 3 are lined up, whether that means filmed or not or editing. I don't know.
And I'm not. I don't have any. I don't have any intel. I hope I didn't jam them up there. But that would be one. Again, it's inside. We're in the radio business for a long time or whatever. For him to sit down with Bob McCowan, the two of them were one of the greatest pairings you could ever have. So good. And then friction, personalities, and then things went sideways, and
they were Brunt back to do it. I don't know how keen he was. It wasn't like he got treated well there, but they knew it was good for ratings.
I would download that one if that ever came to be. Stephen Brunt. Nice.
I didn't know Bob shelved it. That's
I think just recently.
Very recently,
yeah.
That would not have been an easy thing to do for him.
Well, I think he's also, he'll have something else cooking. Plus, do you really need to do it? I don't know.
There's some good off mic conversations with Brunt that
we're
getting into Bob's story time. It doesn't get better than that.
Or here on air, on mic stories.
Well, I mean,
tis the internet. Calgary Flames game day. It's the Boston Bruins in town to take on the Flames. It's game, I believe it's game 900 for Charlie Coyle.
Charlie Steam and Coyle, what a guy.
Yeah,
Almost 1,000. A former Minnesota Wild. Remember that deal?
I do. Was that Burns? Was that the
I don't
Brent
think it was
Burns deal? No, that's too
No.
long ago.
Burns was Sharks. But
Yeah, but Burns was Wild
Wild to
to
Sharks,
Sharks.
and then to Carolina.
What was that deal? So Coyle from Minnesota to Boston.
Jack?
Chuck Coyle. I'm going to pull it up.
So anyway, the Bruins, they were victorious in Vancouver on Saturday. Now that things were not good on this road trip prior to that win. They lost 8-1 in Winnipeg, worst loss in Swayman's career.
Oof.
And then they went and lost in Seattle 5-1 before getting to Vancouver, and they beat the Canucks by a score of 5-1.
Outside of that, they've been good, though. Those are their only 2 losses in their last 7. They have gone to overtime a bit. It's kind of it's a very mixed bag you've seen with them. Not unlike the Flames, where you're like, geez, you beat the defending champs 3-0 at home. Things must be going great. It's like, well, if you saw the third period against Dallas or Tampa, no. So both have had some ugly losses, also some quality wins. I don't know what to make of them right now.
8-4 under Joe Sacco, who is interim. I guess I knew that. We're just kind of going through the notes this morning and saying, yeah, I guess he's still
That's the move.
feels like, unless it goes real sideways, he might be the guy. I don't know.
I mean, Craig Berube won the freaking cup with an interim tag.
Yeah. And you don't need to be
What's the
they
rush?
fired Montgomery, so they'll do whatever they want. I don't know. I'm not so much curious to see the Bruins tonight, but I'm curious. My kid's in this fantasy thing. He's like, so like Swayman, he's not been very good. Like, what do I do with this guy? It's like
Got to hold.
you got to hold, but what are the Bruins?
Yeah.
Are they
Nothing without Swayman.
How close are they to the team that was unbeatable 2 years ago? Are they on their way down? Have they spent a bunch of their money poorly
Swayman.
now? And
He should be a top 10 goalie in the league, and his adjusted numbers.
not so much him. I just mean in when you think of are where are the Bruins in the
If he was
top
playing
10?
well and they were losing, I'd be more concerned, right?
Yes.
But you're right. They're not as strong a group in front of them. For whatever reason, they were way more than their sum of their parts last year, even without, I guess, the 2 centers that walked from them. They lose Bergeron and Krejci, and they were way better. That was crazy. How is that possible? But all of a sudden, it feels like it's caught up with them oddly.
Yeah, I think those 2 losses are huge. And they've been away long enough where it's like, well, you can't hang on to the past forever.
Weird, right?
But Bergeron stirred the drink, sir.
Well, and they had that
100%.
regular season for the ages without him. Like, what? It didn't make
Charlie
sense.
Coyle, June 24th, traded from San Jose with Devin Setaguchi and a first-round pick to Minnesota for Brent Burns in a second.
Where's that one?
So it must have been the pick. Was it the pick? Because
No,
he
it
was
was him.
selected in 20. No, it was him.
And then Ryan Donato, who's still in the league, surfaced with Seattle.
You love Donato.
Wow, he was like cheap as chips, and he flirted with 20 goals. Love that waiver guy. He in a 5th was the trade to Boston for him from Boston.
Yeah.
Donato.
He was yeah. See, I knew there was some Burns thing, so I was
Yeah,
right about it. I don't remember him being drafted by the Sharks. Never played for them, but was drafted in round 1, 28th overall by the Sharks, but then traded with the Tabor native, the Gooch, Setaguchi, for Burns, among other things.
Saskatoon Blades.
Go Blades.
Gooch?
Yep.
Where else did he play? Was he in Lethbridge? Did he get traded? He was a deadline deal guy there,
I think
maybe?
he was in Lethbridge. That sounds familiar.
Setaguchi, Prince George. 3 years as a Blade, then to PG.
Ooh.
Yeah. 8th overall in 05.
A lot of goals.
A lot of goals.
Score.
He'll be 38 on January the 1st. Happy birthday, Gooch. Good guy, Gooch.
Triple G.
Good for you, Gooch.
Attaboy, Gooch. So I mean, we can get it. We'll get to the Pinder Report and get into that. Hampus Lindholm has been out, nearing a return. So nothing. The Lindholm story, just hasn't been a great one so far for the Boston Bruins.
And I think that's what you want on your top pair with Charlie McAvoy. They've been playing together since he arrived from Anaheim and was immediately extended times 8 years. It's like 3 years of them being a great pair. Him being out puts you in the Zadorov top pair spot. Buckle up. Don't eat within half an hour before watching that. Make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their upright and locked positions.
I love a good thriller.
Oh,
Yeah.
Twists and plot
do you like getting
turns.
puked on a roller coaster? It can go
Wait a
both
minute.
ways.
Pulls the mask off. It's Zadorov. Oh my God. What a swerve. I had no idea.
And then they added Tyler Johnson as a
TJ.
late line.
Tage.
He and Oliver Wahlstrom are the spares. Wahlstrom, I think, was put on waivers recently. That got a bunch of interest, or at least it was talked about he might. High pick from the Islanders.
Mm-hmm. Mason Lowry.
That kid, I think, is going to be a player.
He had flashes last year where, like, this guy's the next star. It's been really hit and miss this year to the point where I think Bruins fans are quite nervous about him.
He was really good in the postseason, as limited as it was. But
yeah,
he was strong there.
Flames saw him last year. You're like, who the hell is this kid? He's huge. Like, that's a guy you can pick up at the deadline. But it's been a rough year for him. He's not alone in that category. A lot of the Bruins haven't had great years.
Has he been stuck with the roller coaster at all? Maybe that's part of
They both play the left. I don't think so, but he's playing with Andrew Peak. I don't know how much more helpful that is.
Oh,
does he have a tender tummy? Because if he does, he shouldn't be with the roller coaster.
You can't.
You can't put him with the roller coaster.
Young lad.
That's the problem with the roller coaster. You like a lot of what he does, but then someone's got to play with him.
No, you better play 4 forwards, and I think he should actually. Like if Sacco's listening, pull your head out of your hoop and listen. Play 4 forwards in the Zad Dog, and just let him roam.
Just let him roam.
Yeah, go for it. Because you're not making a read off of that guy as a partner.
Oh my God, it's
no.
Stay home.
No, just go for it.
Guard the front porch. You'll zip around and do everything else.
Guard the front porch.
Shotgun loaded, front door. Don't know where Zadorov is. He's somewhere. I'll be here.
Pasternak, 11 goals in 32 games. Feels like that's off of where you would expect him to be. Still a point per game, 32 points, but 11 goals.
On pace for 30, and you're like, that's a good year for a lot of guys. That ain't a David Pasternak year. You should be able to write 50 down for him every year.
Marchand leads them in goals with 13. He's steady. He's Brad Marchand.
He's a free agent.
You love that guy.
He's old.
He's old.
It's the last year of an 8-year deal. We heard rumors of an extension nearly done back in October.
That's right. Then he said, Elliott's an idiot. Tell Friedman he's stupid. Isn't that what he said?
Fred still mentions that on his podcast.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I got one wrong in Boston earlier this year. But it's interesting. Like, if they are going to be bad, you're 36. How old are you? Like 34?
36.
Like, I would have a hard time sitting in our seats deciding, is Brad Marchand a tattooed Boston Bruin for life? Is that what he is? Or is he I play to win?
He might be both. Like, I think Ray Bourque died like he was a Bruin, but it was just like time to go. They weren't good. If this thing goes sideways, I could see it the same way.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but it's up to him, I'm sure, right? Yeah. Like,
Bourque hadn't won either.
Bourque hadn't, and that was Bourque hadn't won. Brad
hasn't since 11.
But Bourque had 100 Norris trophies.
Yeah,
he was he was an elite forever and didn't have a cup. It's similar, but not completely.
You could have argued at that time Bourque was the best defenseman to never win a cup.
For sure. Yeah, I think.
And so that was an important thing, and it wasn't easy. But that also doesn't mean that Brad Marchand's content with one.
No, you're right.
So it's curious. Like, it's a great question, Rhett. Like, is he a Bruin no matter what? Or is it like, look, I'll stay, but if I'm giving up a chance to win a cup and making money somewhere else, it better be a really nice offer. Because I've played below market the whole time here. Like, the whole time he was on the deal.
And I'll say this just without knowing any of the circumstances, but just seeing what's happened in Boston. I think Marchand's a Boston Bruin.
I do too.
But I also think he's a guy that if he's not treated fairly by Don Sweeney and Cam Neely, he'll be like, I'm a Brad Marchand guy also.
Yeah.
I deserve better. I've done a lot for this. I could see that. I could see it going sideways, not because it has anything to do with the Bruins, just with how he might be treated. We saw what happened with Swayman. If they have any, like if they start to dig their heels in with any level of disrespect towards Marchand and a contract thing, and it's odd that it's not crazy. It's last year. We're seeing guys play
You
without
almost
a
wonder if
contract.
it's happening a little bit, don't you?
Right when he did that, it felt like tell Elliott that he's wrong. I don't know that he's so sour at Elliott. I think he's sour that he doesn't have a deal.
Or just let it be known, like I'm the one with leverage here. You can take your little internal cap or your valuations and shove them. If I'm staying, here's the number.
So here's the question. The next question then is, if he's leaving, what's he worth?
In free agency or at the trade deadline?
Free agency.
I'm not free agent.
Free agent. If he gets traded, he gets traded.
I would think right now, he's on pace for 35 goals. He's still a premier shit disturber. I think if he wants to sign on a couple of year deal, someone to give him 7 or 8, no sweat. I think the
37. 37 in May.
So you're going to buy the 37 and 38-year-old seasons.
Yeah.
Or you go 1-year deals, pick your spots. I don't know what he wants.
Felt like he wanted a 3-year.
If for Boston, probably.
Yeah.
If it's like, shit, you want to go play in Colorado? Landeskog just said he's not coming back. Maybe it's a 1 year. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, what's the allure? You want to go imagine him in a team like Dallas? Like, holy shit.
But what's your allure to bring him in then? Like, I'm asking the other side of it. You can't understand what Brad Marchand. Well, Brad Marchand wants 8 years at $10 million. Well, no. What are you, if you're a team, what team, and what are you willing to pay? Because he is at that age where you're like, when's it going to slow down? I don't know.
It is. Like, it's going to happen really soon here, but is it in 2 years? Is it 3? Is it 4?
Are we getting
1?
Yeah, are we getting a stab at a cup because we brought in Marchand, or are we Lindholming it and overpaying a guy?
He's played 1,061 games, another 157 playoff games, 138 points in 157 playoff games. You love that guy.
He's honestly, the pitch any team makes is, we think we can win a cup with you, and we'll give you as much cash as we have. Here's our cap situation. And what's interesting is that we're going to see the cap jump tremendously in 2 years, certainly, and maybe even this summer as part of CBA negotiations.
Does he feel like a gun for hire, though, to you? And I'm strictly asking, because when I look at Marchand, I think, first of all, he's loyal because he's played under market value. He's overperformed for the Bruins his whole career.
Yeah.
I just don't. I know that winning is going to be a big piece of it, but to pick one team, we've all watched guys try to do it. Very difficult. The other side of it is, I don't know if he doesn't come across as I'll take a 1 year deal just and
I agree.
Flits around the last few years of my career. I feel like he's I'll give you Brad Marchand, but I expect to be treated and have an opportunity with respect and have an opportunity. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I do.
It doesn't come across as I'll take a flyer at this Taylor Hall. Well, I'm going to go here for $6 million because
1 year deal. Let's go.
Right. Like that doesn't, anyway, he totally could do it. It just doesn't seem to me that that's the type of personality he has.
I mentioned Dallas before. Let's just flush that out. Like, Jamie Benn's money is going to come up real quick here. That's a big leader in that room that is certainly deep into the back nine, but still a good player. If you have that spot opening in your roster, would you commit 3 years to Marchand and say, I got all these young kids already. I need the shit disturbing veteran presence that we're going to be losing in Ben here. Like, I see that as a great fit because they're a contender.
Can you do both?
I disagree. I don't think you. Okay.
What
I understand. I get your reasoning, but to me, when are they losing Ben?
I think it's like another year or two.
So how old are the kids that they've brought along at that point?
Some of them are pretty young.
At some point, they have to take over that, right? There's always a turnover of leadership. San Jose struggled with it for years, trying to get it, Marlowe and Thornton, great guys, great leaders, this and that. Well, we need the youth to kind of start to, and I think the same thing. You're bringing in a Marchand to replace a Ben. I think if you need that, your young kids have failed.
I'm not even saying they need it. I'm just saying, like, I think that team's really good, and a lot of those kids are great leaders. Like, I love Wyatt Johnson. I think Jason Robertson have a down year. He's a great player. Hintz is a really good player. They got Stankoven coming, Heiskanen on the back end. Ottinger's great. I just want to add him because I think they win a cup.
I didn't like when they added Pavelski. I felt like
And?
too much for an old guy.
These
And
old bastards can't.
he was in there like a dirty shirt. Now, granted, they didn't win, but they had some deep runs and they were a hell of a team. Because that'd be the thing. And I would be guilty of it if I was a GM. I'm buying a 37-year-old, but I feel like I'm buying some intangibles. I feel like I'm buying more than just the guy who's on the ice putting in shifts every night. He's a winner, he's a leader, he's a shit disturber, he's good with young players. And that's the thing. Careful what you don't want to pay too much for that. But Marchand is one of those guys where I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna go the extra mile financially to get all that.
Ryan Smith.
Better version, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, better version, but the types of stuff you think you're getting. How did Smith do when he left?
It's the
Not
Islanders,
great.
probably just okay. Yeah,
Right?
look, I mean,
Colorado.
I haven't seen the tail off in his play yet. So, he's on pace to score more than past the 35 goals. Like, he still looks like vintage Marchand. And so that's kind of interesting that you bring up Pavelski comp, because we're all like, yeah, he's still good now, but he's obviously going to tail off here. They sent him to a deal after that one expired.
They did. Yeah.
And they
so
had
it's like-
to because he was so
They had to.
good.
He was
too
unbelievable.
good.
He had like
Yeah.
90 plus points one year. He had the best years
Wow,
of his
the
career.
playoff
Is that-
performances were
Yes. And Ben's
superb.
up at the end of this year. I just looked. And I'm not saying it's one or the other. I'm just saying Dallas gets a ton of financial flexibility when they stop paying Jamie Benn 9.5. He could probably come back at 4 at this point of his career. Like, that's a ton of dough that opens up for them
Pavelski would just kill the Flames.
every time.
Just
was like-
nothing but
it was
Flames
on to
blood on
center
his
in the
hands.
2000s or something.
Goodness gracious.
But he's a Bruin today, and they played the Bruins.
He is a Bruin today.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yep. Wolf in net. Off
Yep,
a shutout.
confirmed.
That's
No
a
surprise, off a shutout.
controversial pick there by the coach, but we'll respect it.
Breaking news, yeah.
Yeah, we'll allow it. We'll allow it to be that. We'll do the Pinder Report for you right now. But we're wearing our Origin. Reminder, it's the 17th. The holiday burner bundle is still a great gift if you've not gotten something. And I listen, let's be honest. None of you guys are done your shopping. Anyone that's watching this or if you've been in on it, we know you're not done.
Our Logans?
You've had the best intentions. It's not your fault.
Yeah, not bad guys. You're going to get it
What
done.
about it?
But it's time. Go to originbrewing.ca. You'll find it there. You get a 4-pack of our holiday, the burner bundle. There it is. You get a 4-pack of the Barn Burner Blonde, a 4-pack of our new Afterburner Pale Ale, and then some merch. Maybe it's a t-shirt. Maybe it's a hat. You get to pick. You pick your size. You pick whichever one you want to be there. See, it's like Grow It, Malted, Brew It. The Origin Tractor. A black Origin hat or the gray Origin hat. That's the malting logo there. Piece of merch and 2 4-packs of the of our beautiful beers. $50. You just wrap it and hand it over. They won't see it coming and they'll love it. They'll love it.
I gave away a 4-pack today.
What?
Who the hell are you to give away anything?
Well, you just wait because you're going to love it. In exchange for longtime listener Tara's delicious Christmas bark. Oh, yeah.
What the F's that doing for me?
Oh, when you're in studio hours.
Get your
Oh, wait.
grubby mitts off my bark.
She got cookies too for us.
No kidding. Sarah.
Boom. I blame you.
You should. I'm the one to blame. I'm
Guess I-
solely.
See what you did to Red?
I still could.
Oh, Jack, sorry. Here you go, bud.
Yeah, I mean,
Jack's
you
your-
definitely could have gone in.
Jack, don't touch that.
It's really good.
Well, it's bark.
Is pretzel in there?
Is that the one, the pretzel with the salt? This
A lot of butter.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm telling your wife.
Jack's just
I'm
sat in
telling
front of me. It's a plate. What the hell's going
I'm
on?
telling your wife you're eating that.
Please don't. Anyway, it's a good trade. She
Yeah,
gets
it
an
is.
Origin 4-pack. We get the bark and the cookies. Save the cookies for you, Dean. They're festive.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So that's obviously some shortbread there.
Can't eat on air, Ryan. It's the Pinder Report, isn't it, Dean?
This guy's the least guy equipped to talk about what tastes good.
Oh,
The stuff that he puts in his mouth, the
Yeah.
bird seed and dirt that he eats.
Dirt's
All up
good.
things-
I'm not to say the terrace. I'm sure it's quite tasty, but a Ryan Pinder endorsement.
Falls a little flat.
A little flat.
Get the real boom endorsement soon. Get better. All right.
It'd be
When
like,
you
you
got
know,
boom and retro, and it's drool, and you got stuff on your face, and it's on your shirt.
it'd be like me when the Barn Burner Blonde comes out. What do? Well, Ryan, tell us about the blonde. Well, it's got hints of this and the strains of that and a little of this and the whoop-de-doo of that, and that's what we do. But we kind of cover all the bases here.
Can't wait for you to try it. Thanks, Tara.
Everyone's got a role. What's Jack's role, do you think?
Hammering that bark right now, apparently. Settle down.
Apparently. Jack. All right, let's do the Pinder Report. A presentation of Village Honda. From now to the end of the month, it's still December. So as long as it's December, Village is holding their end-of-year pre-owned clear-out. 70 units in stock, starting from just $11,988. You could receive up to $2,000 in a trade bonus. All makes, all models, all budgets, all right now at Village Honda, your dealership for life. And
Pinder.
Game day. The Wheeled B, gentlemen. An original 6 matchup, right, Dean?
nope, I would never say that.
Yeah. Helmets on?
Oh, the wheel for sure. I mean, yeah, Calgary, Boston. It's an original 6, but
They are expansion twins. It's original.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll move on. Flames making some news today. Ready? You muted? What are you trying to say something there?
No, I'm confused. I don't get it.
We got news. Young Rhett is sticking around, fellas. Braden Pahal, 2-year extension. Look at the tidy
Cheapest
number.
chips.
good for him.
Connie's cooking, boys.
But
Merry Christmas, kid.
we see that picture again. I mean, there are some real resemblances to you.
It's young Rhett from Estevan, Saskatchewan, 25 years young.
I saw another one. It was in my folder there. It was him at a doing. I mean, it couldn't have been you because he was doing some good for other people, charity or something. It's like, is that Warner? It was a young Braden Paul.
Wow. It does feel like a shot.
That's a bit of a shot. You do a lot for people.
That guy behind him's got a massive melon.
Is that Paul Coffey? Who is that behind
That is
there?
a massive melon.
It
Is that AI?
I don't think so.
That is a huge head.
All right. That's an innocent bystander.
Look at it.
You have a mahoosive dome, sir.
That
think
head is
cameraman.
bigger than Pahal's, and Pahal is closer to us.
Like
He
white.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
Objects in the mirror are still not as big as this guy's head. Look at the glare.
Oh, boy. Poor guy. Someone's going to know him. He's going to hear about this.
Wow.
Probably just doing his job.
He'd have a hat on, but it won't fit.
All right. Here's the cap picture from Pike. I don't know if it's a Pike bomb or not. You tell me. With Pahal's new deal, Flames have 15 players under contract for next year, 2 goalies. So that'd be Devin Cooley and Dustin Wolf. 6 defensemen. Okay. All of them except, I think Ball's in RFAs you see below. And $55 million committed for the estimated $92.5 million ceiling. Now, again, that ceiling could probably get nudged up to 100 in negotiations. They don't want $20 million bump the year after next year. Prominent RFAs this summer, guys. Coronado, Zeri, pay that man his money. Jakob Pelletier, and the big man, he's got balls, Kevin Ball.
You better sign Ball right now.
You got a lot of money for those. Now here's the thing. Those, you see the list again? Those 4 RFAs, they only have $40 million to get them all signed.
Those
So
guys
bad.
are in for nice pay raises.
Does Brad Marchand like Stampede and shoveling the sidewalk? Come on, bud. Come on.
Look at
Look at this.
Hey,
A good guy, young
not
Red.
44. No, it's 94. Especially with the stash now. It's got some Warner vibes.
Mike Gold said it first. Gold. He said, Pahal reminds me of a young Rhett Warner. And then he insulted you about 8 times and then backpedaled later and said he's very handsome. It was pretty awkward. Anyway, thanks, Mike.
Creep.
Great content.
Anybody else in that picture you want to disparage or?
Yeah, any innocent bystanders at a charity event you want to take runs
Strays?
at? With any size of any body part? Or
You guys didn't agree with that big head. That
Oh, it's
What's a large head?
it's a huge. It's an observation, fellas.
No, it's
Okay. Okay, we'll keep moving. Schedule looks a little something like
Jack
this.
must be eating. He can't keep up.
No, we have a special guest that's just going to join us in a moment. He's just going to have to wait a little bit if that's all right.
Right.
Three-toe Christmas. Atlantic Division Tour continues. Boston, then red hot Ottawa. Best team in the month of December in the NHL. Oh. And the Chicago Blackhawks, who still don't have anyone to play with Connor Bedard, sadly. After Christmas, roadie, San Jose, Vegas, then back home for a New Year's Eve event with the Vancouver Canucks. Okay. Standings look like what? Look like this, fellas. A win tonight, they can leapfrog Colorado into the final playoff spot. That sounds crazy. It's true. Even if they lose tonight, they could probably do it their next game. 2 games in hand. 1 point back to Colorado.
Unbelievable.
What the hell's going on here?
Because if the playoffs started tonight, they wouldn't have a playoff spot.
They would, because they'd go to points percentage since the games played aren't even. Let's check in with the Brunts.
So why do you show the standings if they don't matter? Why don't you just show us points percentage?
I could sort by points percentage, but the stupid app won't let me.
Oh,
but when the league has had to do playoffs and games aren't even, that's what they do.
I like Justin Brazeau.
He's a big boy.
6'6", big dude.
It's a Brunt.
Physical. Dig this guy. Connie, go get this guy.
Go get him, Connie. A guy that's actually generating a lot of buzz is Trent Frederick, who's up at the end of the year. He's due a raise, and he uses his fists and plays with his shoulders, too. He feels
there a Frederick that used to play?
Kyle.
Yeah.
Remember Kyle? Was he was a Western League guy from your day, but
Michael Fedder. Was he the quarterback? Or Kevin?
Wasn't it him and the guy that it was in Chicago. They had a punch in the face contest. And
it was Stephen Pete?
No, it was a small Ryan Vandenbush.
Oh boy, yeah.
RVB.
Yeah, Kyle Frederick.
I think there were teeth that went flying into the bench and everything.
Oh.
Like it was
not ideal.
Great to see a lot of former Stampeder tie-ins. Federick, the former quarterback when his dad owned the team, and Mark McLaughlin, the old kicker, playing the right side of the fourth line team.
It's nice, yeah.
Shout out to all the Stamps.
Cammy's brother doing well.
Yeah, good to see Cammy's brother.
And John, former John Beecher, centering the fourth line. Huge John. Weren't you just at the game with
Mount Beecher
last week? Yeah.
You never lose Mount Beecher. He's so big, we'll meet at Beecher in 5 minutes. All right. The line looks like yay. Oh, baby, buckle up.
Bit of a reach.
Did we make fun of the Sarah McLaughlin, like
Sarah's brother? Yeah.
Nah, son.
Top pair Zad Dog. They are hammered in Boston. This is awesome. Buckle up.
Well, who else?
Who are you putting up there?
Well, here's the thing. Top 4 Osterley. That would have scared the shirt out of you in Calgary a year ago. What's going on in Boston? Top 4 Osterley?
Well, Hampus is out.
Osterleys.
Hampus?
Poor Hampus is out.
Yeah.
You know.
Be pretty easy to put Mason Lowry a little higher. That's probably telling you how it's going for him this year.
Zdeno's still retired.
Still. Yeah. Sway Dog, Corpusalo, and Hampus is out. That's
Hampus.
Eastern standings, Bruins been better. You noted that, 8-4 since the coaching change?
8-4, yeah.
And there they are, 3rd in the Atlantic. But Tampa's right on their heels with 4 games in hand. So really, they're kind of in that battle for the wild card. Okay, sure. Ottawa's in. Look at that.
Nice.
And the Rangers, drama. They out.
Scratched Capo Caco again?
And 14 minutes for Mika Zibanejad.
What are we doing?
It's still drama there, boys. Still drama.
So players are mad at the GM.
They are.
And the coach is mad at the players. Not a good situation.
And the owner's mad at everyone, which is perfect because he's got a shitty cover band and thinks he's awesome. So everyone loves that.
It's still
right.
I think it's still a
thing. Yeah. That guy likes that guy a lot.
I was an 80s cover band in the truck last night going to Ernie Starr.
That's a little different.
What were you ripping?
80s country. I was doing, some
80s country.
Some Bellamy Brothers, Randy Travis. I was rocking Randy Travis. Who was the other?
What was it? Redneck Girls or Let Your Love Flow?
All of it. All the above, Dean. Yeah, I was crushing 80s country. Yeah.
Were you digging up bones with Randy Travis, or what were we doing?
Oh, I got him. I teared up.
Yeah.
Which song did I tear up to?
The one did I play it for you that day?
No, which one do you think? Like a Randy Travis tune?
I told you so.
No,
She
I thought he walked
on
on
water.
water, and the story goes. Oh,
Only heaven knows, but his hat
that
seemed to me
me
like an old halo.
The stories Randy could tell.
Yeah. Never seen. I thought he walked.
Keith
Water.
Whitley is what got me started.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, he died of
Dead for a long time. Drank himself to death.
Jesus
It was married to Lori Morgan.
One of the greatest great songwriter, Ryan. One of the best.
He or she?
Keith Whitley.
Keith Whitley for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he died in a hotel bathroom with
Okay. Back
Lori
to
Morgan.
drunken puke.
Lori was hot.
Dean.
Ryan, back to you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Connor McDavid set up Leon Draisaitl for a goal last night.
I'd rather talk about Randy Travis than these donkeys.
Check this
I'd
down.
rather hear about Keith Whitley in a bathroom.
201 times he's done that in his career. This is prior to last night. Look at those combos they're up there with. Curry and from Gretzky. Bossy from Trottier from Bossy. Henrik to Daniel.
I can't believe you're putting this in the Pinder Report.
Well, they're great. It's the best tandem in the world. Well, they got 6-7 cups in a row now.
Oh, I understand, but
Dynasty lives on. It's great. They lost last night. That's a shame. 6-5. Nothing like blowing a 4-2 lead on home ice in your revenge spot. And
Good
Stuart
game.
Skinner sported a nice 763. Good work, everyone. Let the dynasty continue. What else do I have for you here?
Oh, so they're not as good when they play good teams.
Doesn't appear as such.
Oh, dear.
Sabres. They are not. Geez, look at this. 14-game losing streaks in the last 15 years. The Sabres have 2. Everyone else in the entire league, 2. They're only 4 away. You want this record? You want Soul Spot?
Can you get it for Christmas, Ryan? What's the schedule?
Yes, you can. You've got enough time. You've got a 3-game week next week. Never mind whatever you got this week.
Joe
Pinter.
Pinter.
Showing up and under the tree in no time.
Joe Pinter from Sabres Broadcast reached out yesterday to see if I was in town
JP.
and if I wanted to go on the show. I said no. He goes, yeah.
That sounds like you.
It's tough. Tough around town right now.
Tonight's slate. Let's look. A lot of games. 10 games. How many teams, Dean?
Oh, Montreal. Come on, Montreal.
That's a big one there. Because
I've got 13 teams going tonight.
That's a busy one. Really busy.
Rangers in Nashville. Wow.
That's sadness against pain right there.
Yeah.
Quick parlay.
Rangers and Predators.
Quick parlay.
Maybe they should do it just down the the alley or whatever hallway and change dressing room for a few of these fellas.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea at all. The Nashville Predators are favored as the last place team in the league at home to the Rangers plus 120 on
I
Bet.
was just gonna say, I wonder what the line is on that.
Plus 110 now. So that's wild.
Goodness gracious.
That's how bad it is. And a decent little nightcap. Sharks have been a ton of fun. They host Winnipeg, who's been awesome.
Who the hell's staying up to watch that?
Not you. NFL playoff pitcher. We'll quickly look at this. As we know who's playing who here. This stinking frauds in first place in the AFC. Lions narrowly by the skin of their teeth hanging on. They own a tiebreak with Minnesota. That's the difference right now. Come on, Buffalo. Get that bye.
3 weeks left.
What's with the Mahomes?
Mahomes missed practice yesterday. Jack, what's the latest?
I'm going to guess he'll miss this week. I don't know.
Could be a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Trying to decide, is it a high ankle or is it a low ankle?
I think you want low. I hope it's high. They're 2-point dogs against Houston this weekend, if you're wondering who they got.
Carson Wentz to take control of the offense in Kansas City.
Now, Rhett always says, if you're not playing well, go get married. Something like that, right, Rhett?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get married. That always helps.
Yeah.
And the truth or the proof? What is the pudding? It's all in the pudding. Look at this. Since he got engaged. Good work. Atta girl. Fantasy playoffs continue to roll on in the Media Hacks League.
Is that a shot at Josh, or is that a?
Look, whatever he's doing, it's working. It's 14 touchdowns in 3
I think
weeks.
it's heartwarming. What's the emoji? Obviously, the one is a ring. What's the when you got steam coming out of your snout? What's that emoji?
That's I don't know if that's the angry bull or if you're really excited.
Angry, or is he? Here, come here, you. Hey, you're hot.
I've got a great bull story.
Do you?
Joke.
Let's hear it.
Now it's really long.
Okay. Yeah.
Ryan, back to you.
Final four set. Look at this. Dean, you're the 3 seed. I'm the 4. Top 4 teams all through round 1. We love to see it. Stinkin' McBride. Top seed. Logan, love you, buddy. Hope you're well. He's the 2 seed. He's got Dino.
Logo just absolutely beat the brakes off me 2 weeks ago.
Excellent news.
And it's going to happen again.
Dean, I have a feeling we're going to play next week. It just might be for 3rd place.
Great. No, you know what?
You've had a good
I'm
year.
not happy, but I think you got a real shot here.
I got to get Brian Thomas Jr. back in. He was sitting on my bench with 40 points last week.
That's bad management.
Rhett wanted the curling update. Here's the curling update from last night. Here we go. Tons of fun.
All right, 2 and 4, Powell and I, and Dr. Boobs are trying to get our 3rd win of the year. So we're waiting patiently, about to start. 6:15 start time. Wish us luck. Last couple stones, first end. There's the doc. He's here.
Unless you like the red double.
All right, after 1-0 Team Kelly. Team Pinder's down 1, but we got the hammer this time. We're good. So, this is over.
Yeah.
Happens quick.
Tough second end there.
Really happens quick. We had the hammer. We're excited about that second end.
Stole 5 in 2.
Ugh.
Who's your
I had 2
skip?
draws to save it, and just may as well gone.
Who is your skip?
Who the F is skipping?
Fire him.
I know.
Who's
Not
your
ideal.
coach?
We don't have one. That's something we could hire. Maybe
Dean,
we
there
fire
you go. Mondays, you got to be at the Glencoe. You got to coach Pinder's curling team.
Please, somebody help us. We
A
get 3
steal of 5?
It's just, and it's
There's
over.
only 8
Just like,
stone.
well,
Ryan.
what do we do now?
Were you hitting your own rocks? Oh, like, how did 5?
I had a nice couple draws to maybe get a couple, and just they finished in the parking lot. It was no good.
So you didn't have a nice couple of draws. You had the opportunity. To
Correct. It was the furthest thing from a draw.
I can see
Rhett's kids are still doing
committing so
parkour.
much time to this hobby of yours. It's really coming around.
We did win 2 in a row at one point this year. It was very exciting. 2
The
and
other
6
team
now.
didn't show up or what?
Here's Rhett's kids. They're in Paris. Isn't it nice?
Oh, the city of love.
Oh, that's just what we're doing.
Oh, you're so cool.
Yeah, you're cool, dude.
Very cool. Almost as cool as
I
Dean.
can't imagine that they're allowed to be up there, Dean.
I think they're probably trespassing.
That's
Dean
the
was
one in
too for
Vegas.
this cliff jump. This cliff jump is clearly marked off as not stable ground, off limits. But Dean, you're a wild man. You
Try and make me not do it.
That's
Try
right.
and get me to stop.
Oh, you lead it, Dean. You're looking good. This is ways. Whew. Good work, son.
Boy, you've excelled.
That was after he went fishing, because someone tried to go to Dean's fishing hole. He was not happy about
I was
it.
gonna say this is a little more.
Are you threatening me? Okay. I'm telling you right now, bud. I'm the wrong dude. Okay? This. That's what it is, bud. Listen, I don't want to hurt you. Kumite. Have you ever heard of a Kumite? 1987 Kumite champion right here, bud. These right here, go that way.
That's right.
That's right, Dean. Kumite.
Because you know what?
Magazine and Kumite.
Dude started horning into my honey hole.
Get out
Don't
of
you
here.
be horning into my honey hole.
Get out of here.
Kumite!
Kumite.
You had the
1987!
you had the tattoo in the wrong spot. It's across your chest. You
Gotta be
need it
across, yeah. No regrets.
They would
Wrong
just
time.
read it.
Yeah.
Kumite.
Kumite. Spider-Man was at it again. I think this is Red. I keep seeing him around town. Nothing else he does all his free time.
People
Brilliant.
Please fall.
Yeah, I was kind of that. Imagine just being like stopped in traffic behind this guy, like, okay, are we done yet?
So are you not working today, bud?
Everyone's
Middle
like,
of the day.
yeah, okay, we get it. Oh, there's $1. Get the hell out of here.
Spray some pepper spray. Hi, do you have anything? Yes. Take that, Spidey. Are your
You love
senses
kangaroos?
tingling?
I like that better than just walking up and asking for the money, though. That's
It's true. You did a nice trick.
Earning it?
Gotta earn it. This kangaroo was trying to jump a fence. It didn't go well, guys. I've got bad news.
who cares?
Oh,
I hate that.
Is that guy got the board out to?
oh Kevin Ball. That is trouble.
Damn.
Jeez. Oh, that's not good.
I hate it
You're
when
in
that
trouble, big
happens.
guy. You're in trouble.
Yeah, when
I
you're
had
out
$1
hopping fences.
for every time as a kid. Damn.
It's those basketball shirts you were always wearing.
I ruined lots of good pairs of sweatpants.
That's a scintillating edition of the Pinder Report on this Tuesday.
Oh, that's nice. Brought to you by and proudly presented by Village Honda, your dealership for life. The Ridgeline, the Accord. It's chilly out there, eh?
Hey,
Maybe you want I was thinking something else. Maybe you get the old beep boop. Most of them have them now, right? The old
beep
command
boop?
start.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
But maybe, just maybe, if they don't, how happy are you going to be? We're getting a command start
We're
put
gonna get a
on
beep boop?
your vehicle. Little beep boop for you there.
It's helpful at 6 a.m. this morning.
Sure. You can get that at Village Honda.
Oh, you're up again, taking your
Last one. God
first
bless.
class children to.
It's the Elf
extra
Cup.
ice cream?
Blue against white.
The Elf Cup.
You got to call it something, and the kids don't care.
Well, that's great.
Well, then it's worth getting them up since they don't care.
Yeah. He knows. He knows.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
He's trying to fight back. It's a feeble fight. When that's all Pinder's got, well, you got to call it something, and you got to do something. Like that's
Yep, run
it's
the
sad to
hounds.
watch, Ryan. Quite frankly, for a guy that fights to the death, it's tough for you defending
Well, yeah, I don't
6
like.
a.m. kids sports.
Mm.
Well, it's
I don't really have a leg to stand on, Dan. I
one
can't.
of those things.
I don't like when you give up so easy. It's
I
not-
know. I don't even know what to do with it. You just kind of sit. Oh, wow. It's like watching Tyson get knocked out by Buster Douglas. Like, is it over? Really? You're not getting up? God,
How?
unbelievable.
That guy's not getting up?
Today is Tuesday, and coming up on Friday, a couple of shows. We're gonna have this thing, Barn Burner.
Yeah.
As per usual. Darren Dreger going to join us. There's probably some hockey stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
And then, as has been the case the last couple of years,
Tradition.
it's a tradition. Sure, we say see you, buddies, and then to celebrate the holidays, we get together and have some festivities, and we just decide we'll just stream it. We'll put it on the YouTubes, and if people want to take part, they can take part. It's the Holiday Spirits Show,
Yeah.
and plans are in place for.
We've got a growing guest list. We have a incredibly robust liquor cabinet, and we have a new add to the show. Keo, our pal, is going to come bartend, and he's a big fan of the show. He'd seen many of these, the two we've done, and
Many of the two we've done.
well, all of the two, we've
Right,
done,
yeah.
but he's been quite enthusiastic about potentially being involved at some point, and so
Is
when I
that right?
asked him last week, very excited.
So, do you know this person?
I do, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I see him around. He's
This person is in our
Because you said
private
our
chat.
buddy, and I don't know who it is. That's great.
Keo.
Yeah, it's Keo. Yeah, he's our buddy Keo.
Yes,
Nice
well, he
to meet
listens
you.
to you every day. He knows you like the back of his hand, Dean.
Right.
What's up, gentlemen? How you guys doing?
What's going on?
I'm still trying to compose myself after watching those kangaroo nuts, but
Yeah. You get your roux testes jammed in a fence,
oh man.
ruin your day. So do you have any bartending experience?
I have a little bit. I've actually had the honor of bartending at Pinder's house. His lovely wife Jody, I've helped support her business a couple of times. I have a little bartending events company, so we kind of go around to people's houses. I've been at a couple of the Flames boys' houses as well. So
Can
we
you
do this
bring
for a
someone
living.
better looking?
Oh yeah, for sure. Don't worry. You won't have to look at me all Friday. I'll bring a nice assistant.
Yeah, when Ryan said, I've got somebody who might be serving some drinks, all due respect, Keo. Not exactly what I thought Pinder would have lined up for us, but hey.
Rhett was thinking we get like a Cowboys cheerleader or something, Keo. I don't know if you have any tie-ins there. What's,
or at least
Sports Illustrated.
I could try. I'll send you a photo list and you guys can pick a couple.
Or at the very least, if you got a halter top or some Daisy Dukes or something you could wear, I mean, it's a big day.
After hour 3, I think I'll be looking pretty good for you.
Oh boy, hour 3. Hour 3 is dangerous. Have we made hour 3? I don't even remember.
I think you're looking up at the lights if you're still going at hour 3.
Yeah.
So I sent Keo a list of some of the drinks we've had recommended. We have some listeners submit some things, and also our list from the original year. So I don't know if anyone has any ideas or questions, or Keo, if you have any questions for us about.
Well, Ryan, can you? Because we're just assuming everybody knows what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, sure, okay.
You just kind of walk through again the rich history, all 2 years that we've done it. What takes place during this show? What it is, and what happens?
These many shows, all 2 of them, are called the Holiday Spirits Show. It is the last day we work before we're gone for the holidays, and we really get caught up in the holiday spirits. Those spirits, vodka, gin, tequila, whiskey, rum, champagne, wine, beer. Really just, we're not discriminating against any spirit or alcohol out there. It's really a celebration of all things booze.
Now, have you guys seen that Seth, what's his name there? The Seth from Saturday Night Live. He's got his late show or whatever. What's his name?
Seth.
Yeah, his name's Seth, Dean. You just said his name.
Do you guys own televisions? The late night, like there's Jimmy Fallon.
I go to bed.
Okay.
Late night comedians? Yeah, not staying up.
It's not late night comedians. It's a show.
Rogan?
Huh?
Seth Rogen?
Fuck's sakes. Go sit outside. Does Seth Rogen have a late night TV show?
You're asking us?
Holy fuck.
I got to Google it.
Anyway.
I watch guys on YouTube, so.
He has Seth Meyers. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Seth Meyers. He does a thing. It's called day drinking. Where he sat, Julia Louis-Dreyfus did one. I saw he sat down with the hot, what's her name, the singer. And they start boozing, and they're having a conversation. I'm like, you dirty bastard.
Stole our bet.
You're stealing we were the ones that thought about getting drunk in the middle of the day and doing it on camera. That's our thing. Freaking
really is.
Seth Rogen. Pinder. Anyway. So we sit and we drink with the cameras on for whatever reason. And we picked 10. I don't know. We came to a number. We thought we got to do a bunch of different ones. Have one, switch it. Have one, which again, when you talk to people, that's definitely what you do is mix as many liquors as possible in a short amount of time.
You want an angry cauldron of fighting booze. Right. Yes.
Yeah. So 10 is our number still?
I don't want to get set numbers
last year, so we can go.
What's that?
You guys surpassed it last year, so
I think we did. Yeah, I thought we.
It's fun.
Spent a lot of time.
Rhett was on the floor drinking what was it? Ranch dressing at one point.
I mean, if you're not getting bigger and better, then you're going backwards. So anyway, now I guess Keo, do you have the lists there? Ryan sent them to you. Kind of what we've done. Because I do wonder, how do we change? Do we add some new ones? And are there some staples that just have to be there? As much as you want to try things new, there are some things that you just can't replace.
This is your guys' experience, so I'm just here to support you in whatever you guys need. I think, we can maybe switch up the order a little bit. I see the eggnog shaft at the very end was maybe a miss. The BBC and clam, maybe we push that to the top. It's a nice.
The BBC in the clam.
Jeez,
it's a big hit at our house.
Please wipe your history after that.
Yeah.
No,
Stop talking.
you got to have the eggnog. Peppermint. Do you guys really love peppermint that much? I don't know.
Rhett just gets in the festive mood.
It's Christmas. There's got to be the Christmas tie, and like no one eggnog peppermint. No one's really craving that year round, but it's Christmas, so it's kind of
so. Gotta keep.
So the coffee Bailey's thing at the start feels like that makes sense, right? It's in some fashion, coffee something.
Oh, yeah. Coffee. I think you could probably put another coffee in there a little bit later on, just to make sure you guys stay awake. But
what about an Irish coffee type of thing with eggnog instead, like a whipped eggnog?
Okay. Taking some notes here. Okay. Coffee and eggnog sounds delicious.
Yeah, and our boy Mandeep's gonna bring us, I think, a trailer full of booze. So we're gonna have a lot of
Tim coming back.
What about the
Tim
coffee?
The booze guy will be around. Yeah,
nice, lovely. Yeah,
if we're going to be, are we going to be brewing coffee? We're going to need to have enough coffee. If we're doing a couple rounds. We don't want to be. We have a machine, which is great, but it's one at a time. It's going to be
right. Don't worry, I'll be doing some prep. I'm a professional. I know Tim was kind of lacking last year.
Well, he just wanted to get drunk. He really,
Tim he's a booze bag.
Yeah, Tim the booze guy.
Was Tim there?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What is Tim there?
Yeah. He's
no clue that Tim was. I knew Robin Regier was there and the tough guy from the Leafs. Oh my God.
Yeah, I did Robin Regier's Christmas party last year. Actually, what a sweet guy.
Robin Regier had a Christmas party last year.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he did a little house in Bailey. They have a new house.
You were in Buffalo. Come on.
Yeah, you're in Buffalo.
What difference does it make? You can still send the invite.
Yeah, you still let a guy know.
Showing off his silver stick, his cup ring.
He is a braggart prick, isn't he?
You should see his new place. It is gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, of course, because he's a braggart fuck that has to have the nicest house on the block.
It's already started.
Holy. Oh, is it good enough for you, Robin? Oh, no. More.
I play
tennis. I play tennis at a country club.
Note to self: book Robin for.
Yeah, Robin's definitely shortlisted here. This is good stuff.
I would hope Robin would come and enjoy this year.
Okay,
probably if he had a Christmas party last year, he's having a Christmas party this year, and it's December 17th. I've yet to see the fucking invite for that one either.
Yeah, time's running out.
Yeah, he didn't hire us this year for that one, so maybe he didn't like me that much, to be honest.
I'm sure there's an explanation, right?
Yeah, you're in my email list. It just doesn't come through.
Dark and stormy, are we doing that, boys? You guys dark and stormy?
We were also.
You know what? I'm so pissed off. Okay. You pick. Who cares? You're the expert.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Keo's going to go to school. We're going to come back with 10 to a dozen drinks for Friday. He's going to find a Dallas cheerleader. We're going to get Robin. And I think we definitely start the day with some day drinking, i.e. coffee and booze plus mimosas maybe.
Yeah. Coffee all
over
the
place. Why have you invited? Sorry, Keo. We love you.
Yeah.
Pinder, who are you? You said we have a whole list of people coming. Like,
I hope
are these all your riffraff? Yeah, is this your riffraff crew, like from the neighborhood? The guys you're curling with, or are these people that the rest of us enjoy?
We have some repeat visitors from last year's show.
Guy better not show up again.
Rhett, we're excited to have you in studio for your first. That's going to be exciting, and I would encourage you to invite all the people you'd like to have at your Christmas party.
I think Rosie would
Robin Regier is at the top of that list.
Yeah, Robin for sure. Sounds like a first ballot for you. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you ask Rosie, it's probably the shoveler too. You'd love to see.
Right. Yeah. She's available everyone.
That's right. That
Rosie. Yeah.
Okay, Keo. Thanks, buddy.
You remember that, hey? Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate your efforts.
We'll see you Friday.
See you Friday, boys.
Good luck on the recruiting.
There you go. Awesome.
I actually like him. I was worried.
Sometimes you were worried?
Pinder sometimes brings people on. You're like,
listen, there's a lot of things that it's like trusting Pinder's not a great idea. But if it's getting hammered and having a party, I feel like you should just let the guard down a little. Place a tiny bit of trust in my hands.
He does give it his full attention.
You guys were chirping me all winter last year about our pond hockey team.
That's true.
Remember that went? Huh?
Yep. Full mea culpa there.
Pinder, this, Pinder, oh, you idiot. Oh, yeah, this, you never seen him skate. Champs, baby.
true.
Drank out of this and yelled Snoop Dogg till 4 a.m. Watched
Yeah.
Jack almost die. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that was a good time. Rhett, your attendance has been requested
For what?
in Jasper in January for the pond hockey.
Well,
Said
that's
taste
good.
Yesterday, yeah. He said, "Geez, that time of year." So that's the time it is every year. That's
Yeah.
what you get ice when it's cold. You need ice.
I would recommend you do what I did, which is you go
Mhm.
Jasper Park Lodge, it's beautiful, mountains, crisp air, and don't play and just drink.
Well, I
Yes.
can't play hockey, so
Yeah.
I don't understand what.
So I just went and had liquor
Yeah.
and watched Pinder fly around doing 110%, watching Jack with his big furnace face,
Oh,
nearly
he was so
dying and
hungover that
puking.
day. That was awesome.
RJ
Jack's
wheeling
in
around.
training, though. We had a picture of him the other day. He's
Yes,
in
he is closet training. Good work.
Man deep. Those
Deep,
silky
Doug,
man deep
silky
mitts out
soft.
there.
Yeah.
I had a hell of a time. I won't lie to you. It was a great time.
Yeah, I would say there's a little tweak to our schedule that you could put in there. Like, don't roll out a full suitcase of beer and get caught by the staff at the hot tub.
Well, our team guilty of that?
Well, it's not about assigning blame, Dean, but that person was an
See,
idiot.
like in the matter of 2 minutes, praise for being Pinder and then disparaging for being Pinder.
Pinder's he's
Little
doing
tweaks.
too far, Brian.
Little tweaks. That's all.
Whose carry-on bag with 96 beers in it is this? It's the hairy man in the hot tub. I'm very
That's-
sorry.
That was the mullet. We had the fresh mullet at that point.
Yes. Yes, we did.
We were just back from Arizona.
He had to do some real sweet talking
Yeah,
to keep from getting thrown out.
it was an Aussie. We bonded.
Yeah.
Showed him the
I
barber
can
blonde.
just imagine his sweet talking at that point of the day.
The guy just tapped out. He's like, "All right, just get out of here."
You know,
Stop.
I feel very badly about this. I've actually been to
Brisbane?
Swalandia over there.
Down
and,
under.
Nimbin, you don't say.
love it. So that's coming up on Friday. Is there? I mean, now can you? I know you're the one you love keeping the surprise element intact, but at the same time, if we know, we can maybe prepare,
Okay.
or it might.
I'm going to need your help on some things, like the room where it's like this table here. If Jack goes to the big wider shot or whatever, like it's not. We don't really have room to wheel in and out. There's cords everywhere. Like I think we're going to have to turn things around and point out to the room, and so I'll see if Keo can bring a big bartending table or stand.
No, well, yeah.
Can't
I-
go fit
Oh, wait. I have a thought.
Okay.
Seinfeld. When Kramer has the set from that game, that talk show.
What was the Merv Griffin set?
Yeah, the Merv Griffin set.
Yeah.
So we just run people through like the Merv Griffin. Like,
Yeah. No, I here. My thought was we've already got the couch and the love seat set up, and there's the table in behind there. So that's your bar table.
Yeah.
And we take two of our cameras or two or three, and we just point them at. We just turn them towards the couches.
Yeah.
And one or two of us just stays at the table there.
Yeah.
To kind of direct traffic, or I could just sit over there. And everybody else is kind of free to mix and mingle, and because then you'll run some microphones over, some handhelds between two people. I'm thinking we just spin a couple cameras towards the main room, and Bob's your uncle.
can we play music?
We usually have that janky Christmas tune in the background. That's good.
We had music last year, did we not?
I think there was something underneath, maybe.
Quite foggy.
Yeah,
Like Randy Travis, I mean.
that's right. Yeah.
Regier was there.
So that's coming up on Friday.
I think we should dress up, take the rest of the week off, make sure we're ready for Friday.
I agree.
I know one person that needs to get ready for Friday. Dean,
Yeah.
be ramming all the vitamins A through Z. Let's go.
Honestly, I'm doing everything. I'm aware.
Okay,
I've made
IV things.
Would that help me?
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah, probably. I feel it's Tuesday. I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I'm resting.
Got your
up.
nebulizer out?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I've been neti potting.
Good.
We should do that at the party. That's always a good party trick.
Oh my God, gross.
If we did some if it did the
You remember-
on-camera neti pot, it'd be great.
After my sinus surgery, you almost vomited. It was just
Yeah, that's gross. Well, you had like stewing beef coming out of there.
Did someone murder a dog?
Did you see poor Hyman's snout?
Oh yeah. I think someone had tweeted he looked like Paul Bissonnette. His face had just
It was not pretty. Yeah,
not ideal.
Not good.
It's okay though. He scored twice. He's now tied with Dylan Holloway for goals.
I was actually going to throw. I was thinking of putting together maybe some trivia for the big party, but I saw it today. I have some Rhett Warner trivia. Are you ready?
Yes.
Retro. Here's. It's not really. I guess it's kind of a skill testing question, and there's a part A and a part B to it.
Is it about me or
no?
You're
It's
just okay. It's
well,
trivia?
it's kind of yeah. It's always about you, Rhett. Boston Bruins in town tonight. 16-13-3 is their record on the road. They're 7-7-1. Their leading goal scorer is Brad Marchand, and David Pasternak leads them in points. Joe Sacco is their interim head coach. Their assistant coaches, Jay Leach, Chris Kelly, and who is their goaltending coach?
Bob Essensa.
And have you ever played with their goaltending coach? Has he ever been a teammate of yours?
Great question.
I knew Bob. I'd seen his name on there for years. He's been there.
Bob Essensa has been there a long time. And did we ever determine if you'd played with Bob Essensa?
Yes, we did. We played together in Buffalo for one season. Great season. Lovely season. Huge season.
Yeah.
Yeah, a very memorable one, I remember. Yeah. That
great season.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bob Essensa in the building tonight. Goalie Bob. Former Jet.
was a good Jet.
Red Wing. Jet.
Fit as a Jet.
Yeah. He was traded for Tim Shovelday.
Saskatoon Blade.
Yeah. Tim Shovelday. So there you go.
Great trivia.
Should probably do our football.
I want to check in with our boy.
Let's do our football.
Good segue.
You want to watch?
Check in with old black and yellow. See how he's doing.
Yeah, that's true. Now coming into the year, Steeler fan, there were not a lot of high hopes. Last year, Kenny Pickett really tore his heart out.
Well, especially after that preseason. He was on pace to be the best player in the history of the league.
And then this year they go and get Russell Wilson, who looked
scrap heap.
He looked like he was left for dead when he was in Denver. They get Fields out of Chicago, and what's this guy all about? And one good receiver. Running backs are okay. We'll see what the season holds.
Good defense, probably. Yeah.
And they started okay, and then it was a slow climb. And the wins, you get kind of excited, and then bam, a loss brings you down. But there's a turning point at some point where you're feeling maybe overconfident. Where now things are not only are things good, things are great. I'm ecstatic. And Jack, we've ridden the roller coaster, the Jackometer. Now a big tough loss on the weekend. Humbling, I would suggest. Going back to last week, we'd already blown the roof off of the Jackometer. He's gone up to the moon. He was in space, right? Is that what he basically?
Yeah, we were like on the moon or something.
Yeah.
You were in a spacecraft of some sort.
He had the astronaut suit on.
Orbiting the planet.
He was already on the planet. He had made it to the moon.
Let's see.
Let's take a look here. So up, and then down.
Not that low, guys.
8.
Really?
8. This was a scheduled loss, in my opinion. I kind of saw this coming. Going into Philly, no George Pickens. The offense wasn't great. I saw they ran 11 plays in the second half on offense.
That's it?
11 plays.
Oh, I think didn't the Eagles had the ball for over 10 minutes of the fourth quarter?
Yeah, like their last possession was 10 minutes. They're just running the clock. It wasn't a good game, but
no.
Now, what's their update on TJ Watt?
He'll be all right. I think he just kind of twisted his ankle a bit. I don't know if he'll play this week, but this is the big one. This is the game. for home field advantage in the playoffs.
Well, and that's why I think you'd be a little more nervous. You know, TJ Watt against the Ravens. That
I'm not worried about the Ravens because we beat the Ravens, and Lamar sucks against the Steelers.
All right, so there's your 8.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. A loss to the Ravens would be devastating to the Jackometer.
Don't you tell him how he's going to react. He's
A
very
win. I think he's back to the moon.
He's level-headed.
I honestly, win or lose, I just want to be healthy going to the playoffs. We're not getting the bye week 1. So these next 3 games, I'd like to win this one. The next 2 don't matter.
I was not expecting this.
Nope.
You're expecting me right down to
I thought it was going to be, because it was as humbling a loss, because I look back, that Browns one was like, yeah, but it was the Browns. It was kind of fluky. This was a sound beating by what we believe to be a good playoff.
They never stood a chance from the beginning.
It was a write-off game, he told me. I don't know what that means, but he told me that.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, they positioned themselves well. This was just a game that, when you look back, it's probably not going to matter much.
It's interesting looking at the teams that they have beaten.
They're not good.
Shit.
Chargers are better now. They weren't great then.
I still don't think the Chargers are that good.
Raiders are no good.
Playoffs.
Giants. It doesn't matter. What matters is we're
on the ride.
It's December 17th. Congrats, Jack.
Congrats
on the 8.
Thank you. I feel like this year's been a bit of just more smooth sailing. Last year was crazy. I would have been up and down a lot more.
You still have it on the moon. And it's 3. It's still quite a ride. A loss this week, I think we got some adventure. A win, you're right back to the moon.
Yeah.
I still think you're in trouble because you got a couple opponents coming up here.
Yeah, I mean,
he's kind of disregarding the last 2. Now you're saying TJ Watt for the next one.
The last game's not going to matter at all.
Holmes he may not play that game.
Yeah, we might get Carson Wentz.
Good luck, Jack.
We need that Bills Steelers AFC final.
Are we going?
If it happens, we have to go.
It's a rule.
I'm going.
I'm tagging along.
Dean, if it's the Bears and the Chargers in the Super Bowl, we have to go, okay?
Yeah, let's go.
Deal.
Bears were good last night. Thank goodness. They showed up and performed. Put their best foot forward, Dean.
They sure did, yeah. Disappointing and encouraging.
At the same time.
How I saw Caleb. Something to that effect.
It's good.
So yeah,
rookie.
Let's do our we got to take a look at every again, it's the bravery that you've come to know and expect from us. On a Friday, we will put our reputations on the line for games that are maybe 2-3 days away. How are you supposed to know? You don't know rosters. You don't know weather. You don't know. It's the kind of guys we are. We just do it. Like a kangaroo. We just take our nuts and hang them right out there. Mm-hmm. Bet365, the world's largest sports betting platform. Open an account if you have not already and use Bet365. It's on your phone. The app is awesome. Use the promo code NATION when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And we do. Each and every one of us on a Friday will put out our football picks and hear our records at the end of week 15. Jack continues to lead the way, 31-17, but right there is our buddy Retro.
How's Rhett picked 31 games than Jack? What the hell's with that?
31-18-1. Boom, over the 500 mark, 25-24. And Pinder drops to 24-23-1. Ryan, your thoughts?
Very tough to measure without games played being even. I need a winning points percentage call, process.
Rhett, your thoughts?
We talked about it earlier today. Dean, you brought it up. Ryan has tried to use it before. It's called a points percentage.
Okay.
And how you're doing points percentage wise. I am the kangaroo of the group.
Right.
You are.
I threw him up there. I jumped over the fence and I cleared that fence with great success and ease.
You did.
I'm now tied with Jack. Points percentage wise, Jack might have me, but that's about to end after this weekend's games. I had to go for it. I did. I've had success. I'm in it to win it. Jack, You owe me. You're running from the pizza bets now. You're drunk on the Steelers. You're not even emotional about it anymore. Something's wrong in your sphere of life, and I'm about to overtake you. Just 31, 18, and 1. 4-1 last week.
Yeah, 4-1.
4-1.
4-1.
Like, what's that percentage wise?
It's pretty good.
Yes.
Over 500, I'm told.
Yeah.
There you go. So
it's like almost perfect.
That's a hell of a record right there, folks.
What was your week, Jack? How'd you do?
I went 2-1. I got, what was it? The Commanders. Yeah, that
They
was
screwed
Commanders.
everyone. Commanders screwed everyone.
I told you not to touch the Commanders.
I had the Houston and I had the Baltimore spread minus 16.5.
Big
Yeah, it was a
spread,
big
big.
number.
Yeah.
Scary.
What did you have? You on 0-3? You were on the Browns.
You don't have it up. Usually you have all of our picks.
I had the
right here.
Chiefs to not cover again. They actually did.
They did.
I had Miami to continue to play well. They did not.
Yeah,
I've
the
only
Wash.
been wrong about Houston all year. You noted it, Dean. Anytime I got Houston on my card, I get screwed. And then
Yeah.
Washington, of course, I was lumped in with everyone else. They fooled us.
I had Washington.
I think you're the only guy that did.
No, you didn't.
Everyone else had
I
Washington.
hate Washington.
So there's just no rules to this anymore. Like I can bet the entire slate if I really want to.
You talk to the big boys about that.
If you're confident enough to pick the whole slate, then you should pick the games that you feel confident in.
You want to go full kangaroo? Go.
All right.
Rhett was feeling 5.
Jack's
He's
going to drop a
doing
16 game
fine.
slate on you just to screw up the whole standings.
I think it's great.
All right. We'll get Arj to add a points percentage column.
I don't think it matters. I know you care about this shit. Everybody else is just having
He
fun
has
with it.
No, I'm a little bit.
Everyone
with
else just,
Pinder.
are you
Rhett's
really?
almost caught Jack. He needs a way to prove he's in first. So Rhett's backing me on the points percentage column.
What about Corsi? Do we get some Corsi or some
I prefer
expected?
Fenwick, just my person. I'm just kidding.
All right.
Jack, points percentage or no?
Desperate
Sure.
times call for desperate measures.
I don't know if I should go one
I've
game.
finished
for
second too many
19.
times in my life. I'm not interested. I got to find a
Jack,
way.
you're in trouble. He's absolutely
I know.
dialed in right now.
Now, on the flip side, what if you're just not feeling it?
Go
I'm
on.
doing one game. this
One
week.
game.
Like for a guy like Jack, maybe if he's thinking Rhett's going to go whole hog and start betting a bunch of games, maybe I'm just not feeling it. I'm sitting at my 17 losses.
I got a lock. No, you got to pick at least one.
Rules.
You can't have a 0.
No more than 16 games. That's the only rule.
Okay.
Can't wait till Friday.
I'm pumped already.
Wow. When are we making the picks?
On the Friday actual show,
Can I add to them in the after show?
you can do anything you want.
Oh my God. He's going to have both sides of
I
every
encourage
game
it.
by noon. So
Yeah.
crazy.
Ryan's just
Hand the bark. I'm pissed. Don't
he's
say
just gutted.
that.
These guys started picking more than 3 games. Where's the points percentage?
Yes, I like Ryan.
What's
go
on the
points.
line? Nothing. Oh, did you guys put any money up, or is there any kind of a
Bragging rights, Steve. That's the
No.
only thing that's on the line.
Well, even when we do bet, it doesn't get paid anyway.
Apparently, Jack.
Jack? Jerk.
You quit pizza bets.
No, you told me
Convenient.
to watch that movie and it was canceled out.
What?
What?
You said last Friday. You said go watch this movie and you don't owe me pizza.
What movie was it? Did you watch it? Then you still owe the pizza.
You know, the pizza. Yeah.
What movie were we talking about?
I don't know.
I forget you said something about a movie.
Thanks for taking it seriously, Jack.
Ben-Hur?
Ben-Hur? No. We did mention Ben-Hur.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Thoughts? So there you go. Those are football pick records, and more with Bet365. So I mean, that was the week, but there's a bunch of hockey games tonight. No NFL,
I got a couple hockey
but a bunch of hockey games. Pinder
Well,
has gone again. Just no rules,
yeah.
picking two or three, whatever he wants.
Mhm.
He's got 2 today. What do we got?
We've been shirt talking Elias Lindholm all day, so
Yeah.
the only way to really hedge that is to go the anytime goal of plus 300. And the Rangers plus 110 against the last place Nashville Predators. Rhett, tell me you're with me on that.
I like both of these picks, Ryan.
Okay.
I like the second one a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, you were big game hunting with Elias.
Yeah.
He hasn't scored a lot lately. I did look at his Zeri point.
Yeah, but he's going to be
132.
motivated coming to Calgary. He's very comfortable here. He's scored a lot of points. He loves everybody. He's going to be like
Now,
both.
If there was a bet or some sort of field of odds where you could somehow place money on Nikita Zadorov running around like a chicken whose head was cut off, like it's -1 billion. I couldn't find it in there though. I don't know how to leverage that.
That's not worth putting in there. That's why they.
Yeah, probably. Zadorov 2-minute minor -1,000.
Wonder what that will look like. I mean, I don't expect anything, but he was the one guy that both Coleman and Uyghur indirect shots. Guys that didn't want to be here, they're not here anymore. This is the morale's better, the room is better. Zadorov didn't want to be here.
Nikita Zadorov is not an old man. He's on his 6th NHL team, and everywhere he's gone, he's been pretty sure he's better than the coaches think he is. Those are facts.
You got to have confidence, Ryan. You got to play.
He is not lacking confidence. I'm sure this team finally has figured out how good he is, how he should be used.
Bet365. Open her up. Get your new account. Use the promo code NATION. And before we head out here today, Rhetts top 5 on a Tuesday. Rhetts top 5.
We missed it yesterday, by the way.
I don't do a daily top 5. I do a top 5 top 5 things you can find in Rhett's office.
Yeah, this will be good.
I like the Yankee hat.
Oh, this one's good.
Oh dear. Is that a toaster oven?
Toaster oven.
Oh, shit. What are we doing?
Toaster oven. Always handy to have around.
In the office, for sure.
Yes. Yeah. Unplugged in a pile of boxes.
Where you'd use it the most.
Yeah.
Can you
Is
guys
that
hear
a
me?
hoverboard?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Hoverboard.
This thing. I broke my ribs on this bad boy.
That's
got to be careful, folks. If you're going to get that for the kids, make sure they wear a helmet.
Is that an actual Nespresso in the box there? Bottom Nespresso, never unpacked it?
Those kids' shoes at the back?
Hang on.
Oh, get some art there. Look at the art.
Oh, there, I can hear you again. Oh, look at this. Speak of the devil.
Zadorov.
Hey, look at this.
Reggie. Turn it around.
Regear Sabres. Very nice.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll use that to wipe my hoop later. How many was that?
3. You got
That's
2 left.
3.
Oh, wait. What's this?
Toaster oven, hoverboard,
Mountains of crap.
Regear jersey.
This was both. It's broken, but it was
where's
my first goal thingamajig.
From
Can't see.
who?
From Florida.
It's broken?
Yeah.
Oh, he's missing a stick.
Well, I'm missing a stick. And then behind it, there used to be a thing that said first goal with the puck in it.
Well, I can't understand why it's broken.
Yeah, you've taken such nice care of everything.
Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
All right. What do we call that? Trophy thing?
This is something else.
This is wild.
This really is a look inside.
It's absolutely stunning. Oh.
Here, honey. You want to come in the show?
Come on in, shove. Get her in there.
Shoveler's coming around. Come on, say hi to everybody. Come on, let's pour me a drink. Here, come model these for us.
Vanna. It's Vanna.
Let me F off.
She had a great performance last year on the Drinky Show, as I recall.
Yeah. And here are what you get for finishing second place and being the first loser.
Oh, dear.
Which one's that?
This one is from Florida. It's broken as well. The top.
Bit of an anger issue.
So,
oh, well, yep, that's why.
Okay.
And then this one doesn't say anything. How chintzy is this?
So it's the
whale.
Eastern and
That's just what the league gives you.
that's the Campbell
Look
and
at
Wales.
chipping off the chip chintzy.
Yeah.
Maybe it needs to be polished or something.
Or there again.
Oh
The sugar
God!
on
Look at this.
Yeah, Shoveler's not doing a good job there. That's getting
Yeah,
oxidized.
you need some Brasso or something there.
Retro's top 5.
Retro's top 5 on a Tuesday. Tough.
5
that's gonna be a
toaster oven,
tough
4
one to top.
hoverboard, 3 Regeer jersey, 2 trophy thing for his first
goal.
and number 1, all his second place trophies. There it is. Best top 5 in a while.
Tremendous.
I could do my top 5 in here again tomorrow, maybe.
I look forward to it.
You could do your top 350 in there, I think.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Tomorrow, Wednesday, noodles?
Nudes.
Hey, see, well, we might have a lot of them then.
Well, and Ottawa's here Thursday. I wonder if we
Yeah.
don't slide them a day. That's worth a texting.
Yeah, we'll check in. And of course, our deep, comprehensive analysis of tonight's Bruins and Flames game. I will be croaking away for you tonight on Afterburner.
Yourself in goal.
My good. Do a little post game for you tonight.
Wind them up on the Oilers, would you?
So overtime will be great.
Can't wait.
Take the extra time for whoever you think's going to win it. But what do you think, Jack? You good?
Yeah, great job.
Feels like we did a great job today.
Not much bark left.
See you, buddies.